Samantha had been counting down the days. She and her husband, Alex, had been planning their dream vacation for months. 10 days on a tropical island, a break they both desperately needed. The tickets were booked, the accommodations chosen, and the savings account set aside for all their planned adventures. One evening, as Samantha scrolled through travel blogs for inspiration, Alex walked in, looking unusually nervous. Alex, hey, he said, avoiding her eyes. What's up? Samantha asked, sensing something was off. I need to tell you something, he began. I, uh, I used the vacation money. Her heart sank. What? But why? For what? Alex took a deep breath. My brother, Tom, was in trouble. His car broke down and he couldn't afford a new one. I I bought him a car. Samantha stared at him, trying to process what she'd just heard. You you took our vacation fund without asking and bought your brother a car? Are you serious? He really needed it, Sam, Alex pleaded, and you know how much family means to me. Samantha rubbed her temples, her frustration bubbling over. So, no vacation for us? You didn't even consult me. It's not like that, Alex said quickly. We could still figure something out, um, what? She asked, folding her arms and arching a brow. He hesitated, his face turning a shade of guilty red. I was wondering if maybe I could use your car for a while, just until we sort this out. You know, since I gave Tom the car. Oh, he sighed and let go of my hand. Probably my greatest drudgery. Samantha couldn't believe her ears. First, the vacation was gone, and now he wanted her car. No, Alex, she said firmly, you made this decision on your own without me. Figure it out yourself. My car's off limits. No buts, Samantha interrupted. Next time you decide to play hero, maybe think about your own family first. Alex sighed, knowing he had a long road ahead, not just to repair the situation, but to repair Samantha's trust. Here's the continuation. Over the next few days, the tension in their home was palpable. Samantha avoided lengthy conversations, keeping her responses to Alex short and clipped. Alex, on the other hand, seemed torn between regret and stubbornness, occasionally muttering things like, Tom really needed me, as if it justified his actions. One evening, Samantha came home from work to find Alex sitting at the kitchen table, staring at a pile of papers. What's this? She asked, setting her keys down. Alex sighed. I've been looking at ways to make it right. I'm selling some of my stuff, taking on extra hours, and I'm putting the vacation back on track. Samantha crossed her arms. It's not just about the money, Alex. It's about trust. You made a huge decision without me. Do you know how that feels? I know, he said quietly. I messed up. I should have talked to you. I didn't think we'd see Tom get back on his feet otherwise. But I see now that I hurt you. I shouldn't have done it this way. He looked steadily at me like this. For the first time since their argument, Samantha saw genuine remorse in his eyes. Actions speak louder than words, Alex, she said. If you really want to fix this, show me that you can put us first for a change. Oh. Over the next few weeks, Alex followed through. He sold his collection of vintage watches, something Samantha never thought he'd part with. He worked double shifts at his job and even picked up freelance gigs on the side. One Saturday morning, Samantha woke up to find Alex grinning by the bed, holding 2 plane tickets. Surprise, he said. I rebooked a vacation. It's not quite the tropical island we planned, but it's a getaway, just you and me. Samantha looked at the tickets, her heart softening despite her lingering frustration. This doesn't erase what happened, she said cautiously. Did you watch My Grandma this summer? No, Alex replied, but it's a start. I want to rebuild your trust. And this time, no more big decisions without you. Samantha smiled faintly. Good. Because if you ever try something like that again, you're going to need that car you bought Tom to drive yourself straight to a hotel. They both laughed, the tension finally breaking. The vacation wasn't the tropical paradise they'd originally planned, but it was a much needed escape. And as they sat on a quiet beach, watching the sunset, Samantha felt a glimmer of hope that maybe, just maybe, they'd find their way back to being a team again. Here's the continuation. Yes. When they returned from the trip, Samantha felt lighter, though the memory of Alex's decision still lingered in the back of her mind. She appreciated his efforts to make things right, but trust wasn't something that could be repaired overnight. Back in their routine, Alex seemed more attentive than ever. He checked in with Samantha before making even the smallest decisions, from ordering takeout to scheduling a repair for the garage door. While it bordered on excessive at times, she could see he was genuinely trying. One evening, as they sat on the couch watching a movie, Alex turned to her. "I've been thinking," he said. "Uh-oh," Samantha teased, raising an eyebrow. "No, it's a good thing," he insisted, smiling. "I want us to set up a joint fund, something we both contribute to and make decisions about together, whether it's for vacations, emergencies, or anything else. I don't want there to be another situation where you feel left out." Samantha blinked, caught off guard by the suggestion. "A joint fund? You'd really want to do that?" "Yeah," Alex said earnestly. "I realize now how much I took for granted. Your trust, your partnership. I don't want to just apologize. I want to build something better for us." Samantha nodded slowly, her mind turning over the idea. "Okay," she said finally, "but on one condition." Months passed and things gradually improved. The joint fund became a symbol of their renewed partnership, and they made it a point to have regular money meetings to plan their goals together. Brian himself later said that at least 6 months later, he was impressed. He asked me what I was working on, and I explained that I wanted to make the next biggest startup ever. One afternoon, as Samantha parked her car in their driveway, she saw Alex and his brother Tom chatting by the new car Alex had bought. For a moment, she felt a pang of irritation, the memory of their fight still fresh enough to sting. But then she saw something else. Alex handing Tom a stack of papers. Curious, Samantha walked over. "What's going on?" she asked. Alex turned to her with a proud smile. "Tom's taking over the payments for his car. I told him it's time for him to stand on his own 2 feet." Tom nodded sheepishly. "Yeah, Alex has done enough for me. It's only fair." Samantha felt a wave of relief and pride. Alex was learning. That night, as they sat down for dinner, Samantha raised her glass. "To second chances," she said. Alex clinked his glass against hers, and to being a better partner. For the first time in a long while, Samantha believed him and believed in them. Here's a continuation. As time went on, Samantha and Alex found themselves falling into a stronger rhythm as a couple. They didn't just rebuild their trust, they started creating new habits to ensure their partnership remained solid. Weekly check-ins, shared decision-making, and even setting aside one night a week for no phones, no work, just us helped bring them closer. They made their way to Jay and shared their feelings of frustration. One evening after dinner, Alex surprised Samantha again, but this time in a good way. "I was thinking about our joint fund," he began, sliding an envelope across the table. "What's this?" Samantha asked, opening it cautiously. Inside was a pamphlet for a financial workshop in their city focused on couples and collaborative planning. "And I figured we could go together," Alex said. "It might be nice to learn how to manage our goals better and maybe even dream a little bigger." Samantha laughed. "You've really turned into Mr. Responsible, haven't you?" Alex grinned. "I'm trying. What do you think?" She smiled and nodded. "I think it's a great idea. But don't think this means you're off the hook for making bad calls in the future." The workshop turned out to be more fun than Samantha had expected. They learned how to balance their individual goals with their shared ones and even started mapping out a 5-year plan. While others in the group struggled with conflict or competing priorities, Samantha noticed how far she and Alex had come. On the drive home, Alex reached over and held her hand. "Thanks for giving me another chance," he said softly. "I wouldn't have if I didn't see you were serious about changing," Samantha replied. "But I am proud of you, Alex." You smiled, a weight seemingly lifting from his shoulders. Months later, as they flipped through travel brochures, planning their next vacation together, Samantha's phone buzzed with a message. It was from Tom. "Thanks again for everything. I just paid off the car. Couldn't have done it without you guys," the text read. Samantha showed it to Alex, who chuckled. "Guess we've officially retired from the family rescue service." "Good," Samantha said with a grin, "because the only rescue we'll be doing next is rescuing 2 piña coladas from a beachside bar. This time, their vacation will be one for the books. No surprises, no last-minute changes, just the two of them finally back on the same page." Here's the continuation. The next vacation turned out to be everything Samantha had hoped for and more. They chose a picturesque seaside town, far less extravagant than their original tropical dream, but charming in its simplicity. Strolling hand in hand along the cobblestone streets, exploring local cafes and watching sunsets over the ocean brought them closer in ways Samantha hadn't anticipated. One evening, as they sat on the beach with glasses of wine, Samantha turned to Alex. "You know, I didn't think we'd get here. Not just the vacation, I mean us." "After what happened," Alex nodded, staring out at the waves. "I wasn't sure we would either, but I'm glad we did. And I'm sorry it took so much to make me see how important it is to do this together." Samantha smiled faintly. "You've come a long way, Alex. We both have. But I still need to know that the next time there's a big decision, you'll come to me first." "I will," he said, turning to look her in the eye. "You've got my word." And for the first time, Samantha felt the last of her doubts dissolve. Back home, they fell into their routine again, but things felt different now. Lighter, more intentional. The lessons they learned over the past year had shifted their dynamic for the better. One weekend, as they worked in the garden together, Alex looked up and said, "I've been thinking about something." Samantha raised an eyebrow. "Uh-oh. Should I be worried?" He laughed. "No, it was a good thing. I've been thinking about how much I want to focus on building something solid for us long term. And I think we should look into investing, maybe property or small business, something that could give us security for the future." Samantha paused, considering his words. It was a far cry from the impulsive Alex she'd known before. "I like the sound of that," she said, "but let's take it slow and research our options together." Sure. The years ahead weren't without challenges, but Samantha and Alex tackled them as a team. They invested in a small rental property, carefully managed their joint fund, and even began saving for an eventual family. Tom remained grateful for their help, but respected their boundaries, learning to rely on himself. One evening, as Samantha and Alex sat on the porch of their newly purchased home, sipping coffee and watching the sunset, Alex took her hand. "We've come a long way, haven't we?" he said. Samantha smiled. "We have, Somayelo. And you know what? I wouldn't trade the journey for anything." Alex chuckled. "Even the part where I nearly wrecked everything?" "Even that," she said with a wink, "because it brought us here." And as they sat together, basking in the glow of their hard-earned happiness, Samantha knew they'd built something strong, something that could weather any storm. Years later, Samantha and Alex's lives had taken a new shape, one they had both worked hard to create. Their partnership was no longer about who was right or wrong, but about growing together, sharing the load, and building the life they both wanted. Their little rental property had grown into a small portfolio, providing a steady stream of income. They used the profits to travel occasionally, explore new hobbies, and even host family gatherings, something Samantha had come to enjoy more now that boundaries were firmly in place.